Greetings and salutations from the Ninth Circle. Bill back at you again. Here we got a two-pronged purpose here tonight. So one, we're going to be honoring some recently fallen musicians here from a couple bands that I really enjoy. And then I'm also going to be announcing my 200 subscriber contest. So we'll start with those fallen heroes, if you will, for lack of a better term. I think the one that most people have been talking about, obviously, Peter Kubik of Abigor, Death by Suicide, recently announced by other members of Abigor. So, I mean, Abigor is a band that, I've talked about on here. On the last heavy metallurgy stream I was on, I mentioned their newest album that came out end of last year, beginning of this year, Taphonomia. Great album. They've got a long storied career that goes back 30 years. Their first album was released 30 years ago. But I want to talk about, there's a period of between about 2006 and the more modern era that I know is probably the less talked about, less heralded era of Abigor. But I was going to talk about this album that I think is underrated, and this was really a return to form for them. I'm going to talk about Leitmotif Lucifer, this album. This is their 2014 album. This is an A5 Digipack version of it. I also have the vinyl version of it, but here, the CD's coming out there. As you can see, that what it looks like. There's a cool booklet that comes with it, which is this same version comes with the LP edition too, actually. So it has, it shows you it has artwork, it has lyrics, and it's really nice cardstock and everything. As you'll see there, it says Worship right there. So this album to me really bridges the gap between their early stuff, which was more second wave sounding black metal, more grim sounding, and then kind of the more baroque and experimental compositions. It's really that they were doing on the previous three records, like Fractal Possession, that sort of thing. And I've really liked everything since this they've done, like Totenswanger and Holzwanger, which I think was the album that followed this up. I really like, and that Taphonomia. So they've done 5 records in the last 10 years, basically, starting with this one, or no, 4. They've done 4 records in the last 10 years, starting with Leitmotif Lucifer. This is a lot. There's a lot of cacophony going on here. There's just a lot of layered elements. Kind of reminds me a bit of what Mayhem was doing during the Blasphemer days. A little bit like elements of stuff like Grand Declaration of War and Ordo Ad Chaos. Like, I can hear they're kind of drinking from the same well as that, but it's not as there's not really as industrial influenced on this or their more recent stuff. It's still very much rooted in black metal. So if you haven't listened to more modern Abigor, check out Leitmotif Lucifer and then move forward from there. So rest in peace to PK. You will be missed, sir. And then the next one ties into what we're listening to now. So this is Godin, or Godin. The umlaut makes me want to say Godin, but so this is a band that is basically an ex-member, Stephen Flam of Winter, and the woman that goes by the name of Nyx. He goes by Space Winds in this album, in this project. This is the second album that came out earlier this year. But their keyboard player, Tony Panisi, who also was a session member on this Winter record on, we'll talk about that, Into Darkness here, passed away also recently. I don't know cause of death. He was much older. He was 72, so, it could be anything at that point, but Godin, I really love this record a great deal. It really is a continuation of what was going on in Winter. Winter was really a short-lived project. It only really existed for 4 years between 1988 and 1992. And it basically took kind of like Hellhammer, early Celtic Frost, and slowed it down and made it sound crustier. You know, I mean, they were from New York City, so they were tight with the people in Nausea, and I think played shows with Nausea a lot. So, but Godin, as you can hear, it's similar to that. Female vocals that are super monstrous and raspy, you know, even more sinister keyboard atmosphere and things of that nature. A lot of spoken word stuff. I really like this record. I need to get their first one, but I haven't heard the first one, but if it's anything like this, excellent stuff. So check out this Godin record. It's called Behold, what is it called? Oh, Veil of the Fallen is what it's called. Veil of the Fallen. So this was released on Spart earlier this year. I want to say it was released in February or March of this year. Really good stuff. And like I said, I'll briefly talk about Winter. I think most people that would be watching this would know Winter. I have the Spart reissue of this as well, but this is the 2011 Southern Lord CD repress of this. They also had an EP as well. That vinyl version on Spart has the EP as well. This is just the album. This is just Into Darkness. This was originally released in 1990. The only full length this band ever did. But Tony Panisi was a session keyboard player on this. He was not officially a member of the band, but he recorded the vast majority of the keyboard parts on that record. So, great stuff there. So anyway, rest in peace to Tony, and rest in peace to PK. Hopefully both those projects, hopefully Abigor and Godin will still continue on. But okay, 200 subscriber contest. Probably a couple months ago, I realized I had just barely crept over the line on 200 subscribers. I'm not the most prolific YouTuber. I mean, nowadays, this year, I've been lucky to get out a video once a month, maybe once every 5 to 6 weeks. It's just been, I don't know, it's been a lot going on. Anyway, nobody cares. Nobody cares about that story. It's the oldest story in the book. But I wanted to do a little something to celebrate the people that watch, and all the great friendships that I've made online with people. So I'm gonna keep it simple. Contest is gonna run from now through Halloween. Halloween will be the last day to get your entry in. I'll probably try to do the drawing the first week of November here. So this gives you a little time, gives you almost 2 months to get an entry in. But it's going to be just 2 simple questions, right? That's all it's going to be. Question 1 is going to be show 2 of your most prized possessions in your collection. It could be anything. This could be movies, this could be vinyl, CDs, freaking toys, I don't care. Anything you want that are like prized possessions in whatever you collect. I'm not going to show you mine now. I think when I draw the winners, that's when I'm going to answer these questions for you. So that's question 1. Show your 2 prized possessions in your collection. And the second thing is just going to be answer to a question. Why do you continue to collect music, physical music in this day and age? In a day and age when you can stream or download just about anything and you don't necessarily need to own a library of music and have a ton of crap that you have to haul around with you everywhere, why do you still do it? What do you get out of it? What joy does it bring you? That's it. Those are the 2 questions. Simple, straight to the point. 200 subscribers. I got a prize package, like I said. I got a bunch of different CDs and some records I want to give away. I'll give you a teaser of one of the things. I ended up with an extra copy of the new Cavain record, the Formless Fires. I like this album a lot. I have my own copy, but I ended up with a second copy. Accidentally, one of those things where you're like, whoops, I added another one to my cart, didn't realize it. So that's one of the things. And I got a bunch of other stuff that I won't show right now. But anyway, October 31st, the deadline on the contest. Once again, 2 most prized items in your collection. Question 1 and question 2. Why do you still collect any kind of physical music format in this day and age, and what sort of joy and entertainment do you get out of it? So, do the little spoken word there for Godin. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon in the Ninth Circle.